Hello
She's
viewers,
back.
we are back.
God, of course, man. Alright, we're back, yeah.
Basically,
That's X and Y.
we're back again. This is tutorial 7.2
Tell a friend.
or 7.5 at point whatever you want. Because
You
we checked out the previous video and we were a bit distracted at the end by the fact that we didn't have a microphone, which turned out to not be a problem anyway. This beautiful
But you're
computer
gonna
down
see the
here has
video.
got an onboard microphone, so
I
you
did
can
pretty
hear
well,
it.
actually.
The sound quality is not so good, but it's better than being no sound. So we're going to cover it again, because there's a couple of features that you may have noticed were wrong with the code if you're an expert. We'll showcase them right now if you're not. If you hit a cheeky F5, firstly that's a problem. Don't know why it's a problem. So I don't know, say cheeky F5. And how many of your Asian students have taken the test? And then let's say 45 of them, 54 of them have. And then the code will thank you, and that will be that. So it's hardly a finished code.
That is because
That's because
count is an amount, and we haven't.
so
so
basically what we're going to do is
delete it.
we're going to delete this, and we're going to showcase the while loop in a real life, very helpful code that I thought of in the shower last night. And so you can witness that. It's going to be used to find whether or not a number is prime. What we're going to do, we're going to have to start with some variables.
Watch along, and you can learn the.
We'll have.
Actually, I can. It's your idea.
You.
I know mine.
Alright, so we'll have the number. And that is equal to.
You sure you want? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an int. Since.
Multiple of the number. Oh no, you can put it.
Yeah, and then we'll have count. That's an essential variable for while loops. It's not necessarily called count. That's just something that we have going
It's
on.
just something that can,
Make that
reassure you that it's the while
And then we'll have
condition.
multiple. That'll be equal to an int as well. And then that I haven't actually planned this or anything, so I don't know if that's all the variables that we'll need. But for now, that should be right. So we'll just start off with. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's do this one. Print input the number you wish to check. Alright. And then the number will be equal to int input.
You're gonna have to finish the code.
What do you mean?
As in, it's gonna run for forever.
No, because it's going to stop when it gets to that number.
Alright.
Because if it's bigger, then it's not going to be multiple.
If it's zero.
And then what we're going to do is here we'll have the while loop. I think that should open right about now.
Yeah.
While multiple is less than the number, we're going to have so the multiple begins with 0, right? So we'll have
While multiple isn't zero.
isn't 0.
Yeah, because zero will mean it has no remainder. I mean, it's a multiple.
So
exclamation
actually
mark
we'll start with this as 1, and then it will just start from 1. No, 2, because it's divisible by 1 in itself. So we've got to start that right from 2. And then we'll do the.
No, but multiple is not equal to zero.
Next, we already got
Once
that.
it's
Then we
zero.
don't need to be 0.
No, once it's zero, it stops because that means it's got a multiple.
We'll just do that as an if statement below. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure this number.
As you're watching, you can see that there are multiple ways in which you can run a
always
program.
different ways you can do it.
Which is the awesome thing about Python and programming in general.
Oh no, hang on, that's not multiple. Good point. I see where the confusion came from. That's count. is what I meant to put there. Count will start off as 2. Will it?
Multiple, it's
Count.
not multiple, then it's factor. Sorry, lads.
Hang on a sec.
Professor.
No, listen up, right. We're gonna take a second so I can think about the code, because I haven't done so yet. I just thought of the idea in the shower, and I feel like I should enter a YouTube video with more preparation.
I sing in the shower, just say.
And we're back. After a brief discussion with Professor X, we have concluded that
After a
the
brief
problem was the
discussion
fact
with me.
that I'd put that as multiple, and then I changed that to count, and then I changed it back to multiple. So what actually happened is that we needed this variable here called remainder, and we didn't need this one called count. So in fact, I'll just go ahead and delete that, so it doesn't confuse anyone. So what's going on is the remainder is equal to the number modulus the factor, which is exactly what the case is. The modulus just works out the remainder. So what we'll do is factor is equal to 2, right? So
If.
yeah, we need an if statement in here. This, you could call this an embedded. And what we'll do is we'll have
It isn't nested because it's not nested in another if.
if remainder is equal to 0.
Which is probably the best tip we've given.
If the remainder is equal to 0, then print
Then print.
yeah.
Oh,
It
print,
needs to come
print
out of
it
the
is a
while.
factor. No, because it will.
Hang on, we should put an and up in the while, otherwise that's
Yeah.
going to be an if within, and we
And
don't
remainder
actually want it.
isn't 0. So initialize remainder to like
yeah.
1.
Right,
The
remainder.
awesome thing about this video is we're going through the process of how we go about making
Yeah.
the programs as a team.
Remainder, yeah, we'll start this
So
off as
take some tips.
1 so that that isn't the case, just so it's easy.
You realise that as you go along you'll need more variables, so don't worry.
Remainder.
Even we make that.
So
Sorry.
if the remainder becomes part of 0, then that means it's going to exit the while loop, and then it's going to have to go,
Yeah.
it's going to say print.
So now just do factor plus 1.
So what we'll do is, outside of the while loop, a couple this down, and then we can just sort out the spacing afterwards.
Your factors.
Actually, we need this to be an if.
Or just, no, just tell it it's.
Yeah, no, but it's 22 pages.
Yeah.
Not because it is, that's why it's come out the one. So just
Yeah,
put-
but, and then, so it can't just come out of the while loop
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
immediately say it's a prime number.
Okay.
Don't press this, guys. And then just print
Yeah,
it, say,
send me an email, your email on this one. Yeah.
Not
else,
a prime.
it's a prime.
Yeah. It's a prime.
It's a prime.
It's a prime.
Amazon Prime. If they'd been sponsoring us, we might have given them some good pointers, but they're not, so don't subscribe to Amazon Prime.
And then we've got, what we've got to do at the end is do factor
Plus 1.
equals factor.
So this means that it will keep climbing until it either finds a factor or it gets to the number. That means all the possible factors have run out and it is in fact a prime.
Yeah.
Let's run it, Professor
that should be-
Y.
That's pretty simple coding, and it's going to do a very easy job.
Yeah, useful one as well.
Yeah. Alright.
Watch
F5.
out, mathematicians, especially since
Input the number you wish to check. Actually, this could take a while, so what we'll do,
Yeah.
we'll just think of what's not a prime number. What's not a prime number
Just
is...
do like a 200s, man. Not too long.
Let's do 28. Not a prime. Which is correct. F5, input the number you wish to check. What is 20, let's do 17. It's prime.
And I'm doing that for the long one.
Yeah, let's check it out with a massive one now.
Because one that we can't work out ourselves. Yeah.
So, if you wanted to do that, right? The fact that it doesn't end with a 2 means that you've got no idea.
Definitely.
That would take ridiculously long. That would take years to find
You
out.
mean it doesn't end with an equal?
For the computer, I don't know, it might take a couple seconds. I've never run a program like this on Python actually, so let's see what happens. Not a prime. That was instant. Quite a CPU we're packing here.
Mate, something goes into that.
Yeah, it does. It's probably like a 3 or something might go into it, man. Who knows?
That's a good point.
Let's keep running it until we find a prime.
Add 5 on the end.
You know what, man? Like, what we're gonna do,
Put
right?
7 all the time.
Not a prime, and then we need to Google whether or not this is a prime.
Oh yeah, to make assumptions.
Actually, what we should do? Alright, is this Google? I can't even. The thing telling us about the recording is in the way. So.
Well, we're just gonna have to take Python's word
Alright, so
for
we're
it.
gonna have to. Here it is. Alright, so we'll open up Google. Put, you know, like 10 digit. Why does it just have number? Why would you need Google to find a 10-digit number? Surely that's some primes with 10 to 100 digits. Let's go on this. 10 random 10-digit primes.
And there are loads, man. Alright.
See, we'll copy that.
You're checking the program.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to check the numbers that it's outputted? So, for example, if that was a
We could do, but
later.
we'll give this a go.
So these are the various methods you can check your codes, everyone.
Alright, let's
You
find
can-
out whether this legitimately works.
What happened?
I don't know, I'll give that another go. Input the number you wish to check. We want to check this number. And it says nothing.
It's running.
I don't know,
No, it can't be.
it could be.
Yeah, because it might have found one.
Yeah,
really
it could have been like
quickly.
3, so it could have just
Yeah.
gone through and found it immediately.
Well, we might be here
Yeah,
a while.
why don't,
Let's see. Look for
what we'll do,
the
we'll tell you a couple of jokes, man.
necessities,
And
the necessities.
up until then, we'll,
Forget about
it's currently
chivalry.
16:02, yeah, man. So let's give it,
I mean,
alright, pause. And we're back.
what, while I sang?
Yeah, so.
So basically,
no, not
I
the
was
entire
singing
song.
out beautifully.
Not the entire song.
Professor White cut me out.
Very little of it, because I need to see. So basically, we've hit 11 minutes. We've hit 12 minutes in the video currently. So
This is one slow CPU, isn't it?
what we'll do is we'll pause the video. We'll give it 5 minutes. If it hasn't done anything, then we'll just come back and we'll clearly the code isn't working for whatever reason. Alright,
Listen
we'll
to
see you there.
some jazz.
And we're back. We decided that that number was like insanely massive.
Yeah.
And
For a CPU like this.
yeah,
that's
what
for
we'll do,
sure.
we'll just go ahead. It's entirely possible that it just kind of, the CPU was like, nah, mate, I'm not doing that. And so it just kind of didn't. So what we'll do, we'll just get like
Slop.
3-digit, 4-digit, that kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's still enough to prove whether or not the program works. To be honest, the fact that 17 works means it probably works anyway, but
Yeah. Let's do it.
yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do that.
Oh, why don't you just test these numbers?
Which numbers?
Actually, plug in a read. Oh yeah.
Let's get a 4-digit, 3-digit. We'll start with a 3-digit. We'll just see how far we can get. 300. That's a bit much. Well, cheers.
We're blocked from looking at numbers, everyone. Very harmful to society
Yeah,
these days, aren't they, Professor
Cause all
White?
kinds of damage.
Drinking habits.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Alright, let's go 5, 6, 9. We'll go 5, 7, 1.
Cheeky, cheeky.
Where is it? 5, 6, 1.
Uh-oh. Did it say prime?
It said not a prime. I doubt that they had a list of non-prime numbers over on Wikipedia. I'll double check. List of prime numbers.
Oh, so go back to the code.
The first 1,000 prime
We
numbers.
made a mistake.
Yeah, clearly. Let's
I'll
check.
tell you why.
What?
Oh no, we haven't.
We know why we're starting with 1. Alright, so factor equals factor plus 1. Hello,
We're back.
viewers. We are
We've
back
just been
from the
time
future.
traveling.
The video has a max time of 15 minutes, so we exceeded that. But it turns out that you can skip back to a video and record from that point. So we're back here to tell you that the problem was that we are idiots and that 561 is not a prime number. If we look back onto our little Wikipedia thing, it was not 561. I even said in the video 571, and then I went ahead and came over here and typed that.
I'll tell you what's worth.
So what's worth? We're gonna end the video on that awful note.
I'll tell you what's worse, right, viewers? Basically, when we went to pause it to find out what would happen,
That was
we came
crazy.
up with the consensus. Josh played the video. Sorry, Professor White.
Yeah. It's fine, man. We're not gonna get enough views for that to be a problem. We've said
Yeah.
Song Tune's name, so.
Oh, that's a good point.
So,
he can be found. In, yeah.
So basically, right?
Basically, he made a mistake and said it was a